Good morning, team. How's everybody doing?
Hey Tamara, sorry I didn't manage to get back to you sooner. You probably thought that we weren't hopping on. So I think it's gonna be a little bit tricky to live stream. We don't want to delay the thing.
Okay,
So maybe on Thursday, let's lock it in. Just hop on 20 minutes earlier. We'll make sure you can live stream. Everything's good to go. Okay, but for now, I think today it might be a little bit late, and I don't want you to panic or anything. So I'm just gonna give you host, and then you're gonna take it away. All right?
okay. Sounds good.
Okay. Thanks and good luck. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to office hours for Monday. Another week in sales process world. How's everybody doing? Badri, so good to see you. It's been so long. How are you? You're muted. I can't hear you.
Yeah, the timing is not ideal.
Oh, I'm sorry
uh,
about that. Yeah, time zones can be tricky.
hmm.
Glad to see you, though.
Thank you very
Did
much.
everybody have a good weekend?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, good,
Hmm.
good. Karen, I saw all your homework in the Facebook group. Your images look really good. I love them. They look good. Okay, so today we are continuing on with our series that we are doing. We are doing an AI series where we're learning how to use all of the different AI features inside of sales process so that you can enhance your sales process experience. We are starting from very, very beginner, and we're going to move up to the really advanced stuff. And we're going to just take it slow. You're going to ask lots of questions. Today is part 3. And part 3 is where we are going to build your foundation for your AI inside of your account. This was just recently released, and so I adjusted the homework schedule to make sure that we included this because it's important to build this piece before we move forward to build everything else. So today what we're going to talk about is how to build your brand voice inside of your sales process account so that it can help in every other area that you're going to be using the AI features. So if we're going to use it in email, it's going to refer to your brand voice first. If we're going to create SMS messages with it, it's going to refer to your brand voice first. And so we're going to do that first. And then we will, just one sec, sorry. There we go. Okay. And then I have created a document that I'm going to share with you today. And this is going to help you establish your brand voice. Now, if you already have a brand voice guide with your brand, lots of businesses do, then that's great. If you don't, that's okay too, because we've got you covered. I am going to share the brand voice guide that I created that's going to help you. You're going to fill this document out, and then we're going to use it to build your brand voice, okay? And we're going to do it together. And then you're going to go in, and this is something that's always going to be, you're going to be tweaking, right? You're always going to be making changes to, always going to be doing that sort of thing. So let me see here. Oh, you know what? I can't share it from there. Just one sec. I'm going to open this up, download it, and move it to my other Google Drive so I can share it with everybody. Because I can't share it from this one particular place. Bear with me as I move it so I can share it with you guys. And put it on my desktop here. All right. Now, does anybody here have a brand voice guide that they already use? And if you don't, that's okay too. This is why I wanted to create this document, because not everybody has this for their business already. So I'm going to just open this here and then I'll be able to share it. Okay. Okay, I'm going to copy the link and put it into the chat here. And you guys can grab it there. Does everybody see that in there, the link? I want to make sure that you guys can open it and make changes to it. Can everybody open that? All right. Yep. Okay, awesome, Florence. Great. And did everybody else get the link? Okay, perfect. I'm just going to, there's some more people who are joining us now, so I'm going to drop the link again, just so that they all have it as soon as they get in. Here, I'll drop it again, because they won't be able to see it because they weren't part of the crew when I dropped it. All right. So I'm dropping the link to a brand voice Google Doc that we're going to be using today to build out the foundation of our AI. Okay, so if you can open that link on your computer, it will take you through sort of the categories for your brand voice that are going to be essential in building this out inside of SalesProcess, okay? Now, I gave you some examples in there as well. And you can, of course, this is where you're going to come in and you're going to customize this for your own brand voice. But what I want to do is I want to take you through and show you where you need to go inside a SalesProcess to be able to set up your brand voice. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen and we will get into it. Okay, so, oh, it's asking me to log in. Just one sec. Hold on a second. I'll just stop sharing because this will help speed things up a little bit. And here we go. All right. Okay. So now where we're going to go is inside of your SalesProcess account. Down at the bottom in settings here, you have what's called brand board in your account. And this is where you can set up your entire brand. So inside of brand board, you're going to see here that you have the ability to set up many different brand boards, but I'm just going to get this back to normal size here. There we go. So here you can set up your brand boards. And when you set up a brand board, you can add all of your colors to it, your logo, your typography, all of that sort of visual branding. And then here is where we're going to set up our brand voice. Okay. And you can set up many different brand voices. It doesn't have to be just one, but normally a business just has one brand voice. And so this is where we set up the brand voice. And when you click on Add Brand Voice, this blue button, you can use it from do it by text, or you can do it from scratch. Okay. And we're going to look at both of these ways. So if we choose text or URL, we'll select that. It's going to say to give this a name. So I'm just going to give this. And then it says, describe your brand to help us create your brand voice. Okay. So you're going to want to have a description of your brand. In that description, if you take a look at some of this stuff that's in the document that I shared with you guys, this is where you're going to develop some of that description, right? So we're going to talk about the brand essence and the personality, right? What's your mission and your value? What's your brand archetype? What's your snapshot sort of thing, right? So in the examples that I gave you, I talk about like age, what generation is your brand, which generation do they target, what are some words that you would describe your brand, is it fun and playful, is it professional, is it, what sort of tone and, what sort of, how would you describe it, I guess? How would you describe the voice of your brand? So I have here speaks direct, to the point, humble, empathetic. Those are some of the words that you can use, right? Then you're going to jump into tone and style for your brand. What are some core adjectives, right, that you would use to describe your brand's tone? So here, as an example, we have witty and sarcastic. And what I'm doing here is I'm saying always this, never corporate and boring. So I want to give the AI something that I'm not as well, right? So in my tone, I always want to say I'm this and never this, right? So here I say empathetic, never cold or clinical. Forward thinking, never stuck in the past, right? So those are just some examples, but you want to tell the brand voice guide what you are not as well, right? So this is like, do use contractions, rhetorical questions, short, punchy sentences. Don't use passive voice or 10-syllable words when a 3-syllable one works. So things like that. You want to tell it what your brand is and what your brand isn't. Okay. So an example of that is like if you use humor in your brand voice, sprinkle in self-deprecating quips. Don't make light of serious customer pain points, right? So you want to say, yes, you can be funny, but there is a line. Here's the line. Does that make sense? And then we talk a little bit in here about vocabulary and your phrasing. So preferred words and things, little phrases that maybe your brand always says or that you always say, put those in there. And then words that you would never say, like synergy, leverage, maximum ROI, any kind of buzzwordy acronyms, right? So you want to give both sides of the coin. This is what I do sound like. These are words I would never use. And then maybe it's even a good idea here to get into channel specific tweaks, right? So what are some things that I would put in my email? I would have little stories in my email. I would have sort of this tone of empathy. I would have very clear call to actions in an email. What are things that I would really not have? Great big huge walls of text in my email. Like my emails are always really broken up and easier to read, right? Then in my messages, my text messages, I'm defining that I want them to be very punchy hooks and very concise. And what I would avoid is really long sentences. In my social posts, I love GIFs and memes and topical references, pop culture, that sort of thing. And what I would not use in my social posts is like salesy paragraphs, right? So I'm giving it sort of this yin and yang kind of thing that they can look at, the AI can look at and say, okay, this is how Tamara sounds, right? And then my chat bot on my website is going to know that I ask friendly guiding questions, and I'm not going to use sarcasm that might be confusing, right? Because when you're using a chat bot to communicate with your customers, there isn't that tone to go with it. So sarcasm can be taken as literal inside of a chat bot. So you wouldn't want to use that, right? And then you're going to put in here some examples of a sentence that maybe you would write that sounds like you. You could even put in like several sentences in your guide. You could put in examples of blog posts in your guide that you've written to give it pieces of writing that you have written that sound like you. And then here are some samples that you can put in here that you want them to avoid. So you may want to go and find pieces of writing that sound nothing like you, or that are super, super salesy and you want the AI agent to avoid at all costs, right? And we're going to get into this last part here where we talk about the training and the feedback in a little bit. But this is kind of going to help you develop your brand voice by going through this exercise here. And it shouldn't take long, right? It's not something that's going to take you a long time, but you do want it to be thoughtful. You do want it to be a very good mirror of how you sound or your brand sounds. And by building this foundation inside a sales process, then that brand voice can be used when it writes an email, when it writes your next funnel copy, when it writes your reply to a customer review, right? So this is the training that we put into our brand voice feature so that it sounds like us. If we don't give it someplace to start, it doesn't know. It's not like AI is the end all be all of everything, but we have to train it. We still have to come in and make it human. Okay? So I hope that this little document will help you develop your brand voice. And even though you've probably developed a brand voice, you don't even realize it until you sit down and think about it and put it onto paper and pick out what your brand sounds like and shows up like on in content or on your funnels, that sort of thing. Okay. So back here in SalesProcess, you would put in a description of your brand voice. And because we chose to do it from a text or URL, here, if you had like blogs that you had written, you could put in the link to your blog page. And what the AI would do is it would scan that blog page and it would make its own determination on what your brand is. So let's say here, I'm a business coach who helps and I'm just actually going to grab this little bit here and throw it into ChatGPT and get it to finish writing my description for me. Just one sec. And then we'll put that in there and we'll see what comes up. Because we always want to be fast, right? We want to move fast, keep going. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. We're going to copy this and we're going to throw this into here so that it's the right amount of words. Oh, didn't copy. One sec. There we go. Get rid of this here. And then here we could put in and we could give it a URL that we want to use for it to create our brand voice. So then we would click continue and it's going to create the brand voice based on just that little bit of information that we gave it. Now, maybe you don't have a URL that you can redirect your brand voice to. So maybe you are going to choose the other way to create a brand voice, and we'll go through that as well. So we're just going to give this a few seconds here to create a brand voice, and we'll see what it says, okay? And then, of course, you can always tweak afterwards. So we'll just give it a second here to use its magic powers. And you'll notice that the URL I gave it was Peng Jun's website. So what it's doing is it's crawling that URL to create the brand voice, right? So here it's got all of this information, right? It has gleaned all of this information from the website that I gave it. Okay. And it's using sort of different language, like the risk of inaction. The way it's describing the risk of inaction is continued spinning wheels without progress, wasted time and energy, ongoing business chaos, stalled growth, burnout. So if you do use a URL to create your brand voice, you want to go through and amplify this a little bit, right? Continue to develop this. Make sure that the brand values are correct. So some of the brand values that the brand voice gleaned from Peng Joon's website are clarity, simplicity, sustainable growth, empowerment, and practical strategy. I think that sounds like Peng Joon's brand, definitely, right? Like it really did, is a very good job of grabbing those brand values. And so then what you want to do is just go through and read all of this and make sure, yeah, this sounds like my brand. This is good. I'm going to keep this. This is the voice I'm going to use. And then you can just say, I want to set this as my default. And that's complete. It's done. And then this will be what your system uses. And you'll see here, default, for writing emails, for anything else that you want to create in AI inside your sales process account. Now let's create another brand voice, but use the other option. So we're going to go here. Oh, I see some questions coming in. Ah, yours was captured wonderfully. Perfect, Badri. Awesome. Yeah, I feel I have to tell ChatGPT and even Ping's custom GPTs over and over and over again how I talk. Yes. Yeah, this is sort of setting that foundation inside of your sales process account. You're going to set the foundation for how you speak, the words that you use, all of that. That's what this brown voice is going to do. So we'll go through and we'll create the second one. So the first one we did was by text or URL. The second one we're going to do is from scratch. Okay. And now this is where you're going to find it handy for that document that I gave you, because this is really where you're going to tell. So it's exactly the same screen as the other one when it completes crawling the website. But what you're going to do here is we will say, you're going to fill out all of this information, right? So if I'm a marketing, internet marketing service, you can put your website here, your company email, address, phone number, business hours. So here it asks you what's the tone of voice that you would use. And it gives you all these different innovative, empathetic, engaging. You can choose which one, right? Friendly. They are developing this so that it can be, and maybe they already have. We want empathy. Oh no, it's only going to give you one, or they're going to be able to, like, in the future, the development team is going to be able to, like, allow you to choose more than one tone of voice. So you can have, a mixture in there. I saw a question come in. Just one sec. Perfect. Yeah. Did it before manually and the two match. That's awesome. So then here, again, you're going to describe your target audience, and you want to be as detailed as possible here, right? You want to give this brand voice guide as much information as you can. So you can start with the Google Doc, go through that and work through those different areas. And then you can come in here and put that information in here. Or you can start here if you want. But I wanted to give you some sort of example of what you're looking for when you're describing these sorts of sections here. So pain points, values, promises that you make, what makes you better than your competitors, what is the biggest advantage people have of hiring you over your competitor, that sort of thing. And so you would fill this all out, and then that, again, would be used to create your brand voice. Any questions about this brand voice here? Feel free to unmute or put it in the chat if you want. Have you guys ever done a branding exercise like this before where you've gone through? Yeah. Usually this is something that all you business coaches will get you to do, or when you start your business, this is something that you have to do to really get a clear idea on who you serve. Badri says you can't save. So have you gone through all of the different sections here? Make sure you fill out all of them, and then you should be able to save brand voice up at the top. In the top right-hand corner, there's a save. But I believe you have to fill out all of the sections. Especially the brand identity and market positioning. Those two are, I think, mandatory. Did you find it, Badri? I can't hear you.
Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. When I put the cursor on the save brand voice, the circle, the red circle comes up.
Oh. And you have all of your
Yes.
fields filled in?
Uh-huh.
That's weird. See, mine, it says, please fix the errors below before saving. I have to fill in these two sections, but.
Let me try to adjust the phone number, maybe. Uh-huh. The phone number.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, the earlier one was not mobile.
Oh, okay.
Okay, at least we learned something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see if I can save it now. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So that is going to be your homework for this class. It's going to be building out your brand voice. So I hope that the Google Doc that I gave you is going to help with that. And then I want you to be able to set up your brand voice and SalesProcess. So use the Google Doc to start. It gives you some examples, and then decide how you want to set it up. You can either use a URL link to train the brand voice, or you can actually go in and fill out all the information. Yes, I can share the, how do we access the brand voice element again? Yes, Gerald, great questions. Creating one is just for our info. Which part of SalesProcess will reference the brand voice? Okay, so once you have your brand voice set up, then whenever you use AI to create email content, SMS content, if you use it to build out your AI agent, you can have several different agents that you build out, and we're going to get to that point soon. But it will always reference your tone and your like all of that. It will reference the brand voice before it creates the content. So that is why we're doing this first, because this is like the foundational piece that it's going to reference anytime it creates content for your brand. And I'll show you again here, Gerald, when we go into, if we go into you're in here, you're going to go down to settings, and then you're going to go to brand boards. And up here, you're going to have as a design kit, and then there's brand voice here. Okay. Thank you, Ming, for sharing the Google Doc again. Does everybody see the link that Ming put in there? That's the Google Doc that you can use to help you develop and it's got examples and stuff in it too, to sort of give you sort of a head start in creating your brand voice. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so this is what is for homework then, is to create your brand voice. And then what I want you to do when you share your brand voice is just take a screenshot of this here and show us that and obviously it might be a bit big to get everything in there, but just whatever you can fit in your screenshot, make sure that it's all filled out here and you show us that you've got your brand voice filled out. Okay? Any other questions about AI or anything actually with your sales process account? Is anybody having any tech issues I can help with? Hi, Karen.
Hey, Tamara.
How are you?
Well, this was very helpful. Thanks so much.
Good. I'm glad.
And easy. But it seems like I'm always questions that others cannot answer. So I'm always getting to you in order to answer my questions. So even like in the chat bot where I talk to people, or in other sessions, people cannot answer my questions. So sorry that I always get to you.
That's okay. That's what we're here for. How can I help you?
One of my questions, I addressed it like in a way last time, and then I tried it, but I'm still struggling. It's about like how I see that people don't have opened emails in a workflow. So, and then say like only send this email to the people who haven't opened the emails before. Yeah. And what you told me is like that you have to set up, let me see, a separate workflow for email events. I did that. Mm-hmm. So then like, then I have like that it's opened. Yeah, I said like filter event is opened. And then I have a tag for event as email opened, a tag as email opened. But I still have no clue how to use that because I don't see it back in my workflow.
Okay, so do you want to share your screen and I'll show you? Here, I'll stop sharing. Good. And you share your screen and I'll show you what I mean by that.
Yeah, so which one? So I'll show, can you see this?
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay.
So what I have, is this one. So I have like email opened.
Okay. And I noticed that it's not published yet. So that's one thing. We want to make sure that it's published.
That's not so clever.
Yeah, you can just publish it right there. There. And then let's go to the workflow where you want to check and see if the email has been opened.
Yeah, this one.
Okay, here first. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to go up to the top. So close this white panel on the side here.
Oh, okay. So the panel at the side is like.
Oh, okay. You're going to wait the 2 days and then you want to see if they opened the email, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to go here. So that's right.
Yes.
So email event opened is, so we're going to say includes.
Oh, includes.
And then you're going to say.
Okay. I was looking for is, but it wasn't there. It should be
yes.
Includes. Okay.
The wording is not consistent across all of these, which can be confusing. So here you're going to just want to put in your email opened. Yeah. Tag there. This is the one. No, you just have to click on the tag.
Oh,
so.
Oops. Oh, I did just now, right?
Oh, okay.
Sorry. Email open.
There you go.
Okay. Yes.
Now we're just going to come down here and save this. Oh, you need to, what's this? We need to get rid of this here. Okay, now click save. Okay, so now what it's done is it's created two pathways, right? So you created the condition down here that if the person has the tag email opened, they go down this path. If they don't, they go down this path. So now you can build out your path as to what you want to happen each time to see if their email has been opened.
Yeah. So it seems like what I didn't know was includes instead of is.
Yep.
And also I hadn't published it. So
okay. Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
So that's why it didn't work. Oh, so happy with this. Yes.
Yeah.
It really takes me hours, because then I just cannot find it. So
yeah. So okay. This will help you then, and then you can put this condition in between each of your emails if you want.
Yeah.
Like each of your email steps.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, and I can clone it. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
I see. And I have one more question, and that was the one nobody could answer either. It's about, let me see, I thought I had opened it as well. Social media.
Okay.
Let me see. Oh, it's not there anymore. Yeah, social media. Well, maybe it's an easy one. So when I have a word that I give a link, so if I just try to add a link to a word, then it says tracking details, and I need to give it a UTM campaign.
Yeah, you can't put a link in a social post. You can't hyperlink a word in a social post.
Oh, because it gives the opportunity, right?
Yeah, but you can't do that. So show me what you're trying to do. I want to make sure I understand correctly, but just show me an example of what you're trying to do.
Yes. Planner. Okay. Okay. So, for example, let me edit this one. So what I'm trying to do, for example, it says click here, and then I say link.
Yeah.
And then I put my link here, and then it asks me for tracking details.
Yeah. So this would be only if you were using UTM tracking links. This isn't just for this is for if you're going to be tracking your links, you're using UTM parameters to do that. That's the only way you can use that. You can't create just a hyperlink in a social post. It doesn't work like that.
Really? I have been in a call for an hour with someone.
Oh, Karen. Oh.
So,
I'm so sorry. Yeah, no, if you want to, you can, if you want to share a link in your post, and it's usually better to add it as a follow-up comment. So I would put it
the link,
here,
right? Or just as the link,
then,
you can.
Yeah, and just put the link in the follow-up comment. That's what I would do.
And you can also do it in a social media post. You can also have your link there, but you cannot have it linked to a word.
Exactly. But the thing is usually a lot of social platforms don't like it. If your post has a link, they don't give it as much reach because they don't want people to leave their platform. So they will you'll get better reach with your post if you put it in the follow-up comment.
Oh,
Just a little bit of
okay.
strategy there for you. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And also my LinkedIn post, I just only posted one via SalesProcess now. Well, I do it every
Okay.
day since long time, but it doesn't
Yeah.
show any statistics for that post. Well, actually in LinkedIn it does. So just to show you.
Yes.
Back.
Go
Okay.
to your statistics.
Go to my
Right,
statistics.
right there.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So it doesn't show it's all 00. Well, it isn't.
Let's go to LinkedIn. So on the side here, click on LinkedIn, right where my pink arrow is.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. So how long ago did you post that?
That was on Friday.
Okay. Can I take that to the development team and just show them that it's not pulling in the LinkedIn stats?
Yeah,
Okay.
that would be
I'll
great.
take that to them because you should definitely be able to see something by now, for sure.
Yeah.
And then I'll send you an email. Okay?
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Any other
That's it for
questions?
today. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
I
you're
have a
welcome.
question. I wasn't able to put my hand up, so I don't know if anybody else has
That's
their
okay.
hand up. I was trying to find the hand. But I just have a small question. So when
Yeah.
it comes to emails, I'm trying to send out a campaign because I have a list of folks that a list of emails that I could send it to. And I wanted to make sure that it personalizes within each email because I copied and pasted a code from another template on like contact name or something like that. And so
Yeah.
before I push it out and send it, I just want to make sure I have the right that right code in there so that as I'm sending it to John Smith, it's going to say, "Hey, John," or whomever
John.
else.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So inside of here, I'm just going to share my screen. I'll show you. So inside of emails, when you're in your email template that you're going to send out, and we can open any one. Doesn't matter. Inside your email, there's a little tag that you can use. Or actually, I believe, here, one sec, let me. Up here inside your email template, you'll come up here to this sort of weird, it's like a rectangle with a cursor over top of it, and it's called custom values. Do you see it there? And here you're going to choose contact, and you have full name or first name or last name. So you choose first name, and it makes this little, that's what a custom value looks like. It sits in between two squiggly lines, and it's contact first name, and that's how you pull their first name in dynamically into an email. So it's always custom value, and then it's under contact first name.
That's perfect. Thank you. Because I think I created the email in the wrong location. So there's the templates and then there's another location like I think it was under campaign. Yeah. And so I created an email there.
Yeah, you can create it either way. I like to create it into templates because then I can use the template over and over again if I want. So it's up to you. But yeah, so you can create it in campaigns or templates. They'll both be, you'll still use custom values to pull in the first name.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Karen. Oh no, you're all done? Okay. June. Hi.
Hi. Hi. Okay. My problem is a little bit complex. I hope you can help me. Okay, what happens is that I actually bought my website address from Namecheap, and then I built my website through Namecheap website builder. Okay, so right now
Yep.
I'm not able to integrate that into the sales process system. Okay, because I think it's not compatible. I think one of your lessons you actually mentioned about is only we can only do it over Cloudflare for that process, for the integration to come into sales process. So so right now I'm actually quite in a fix because it's either I rebuild my website in WordPress in Salesforce, which means I have to redo all my business website again, or I have to someone actually taught me because I went to do the sales process. Someone actually taught me to actually put in the forms in my existing website. But that means I think I will probably have to do a lot of forward planning. So I'm not sure if you could understand what my technical problems that I'm facing. So what can I do to make my which I actually I kind of like copy and paste, but because I feel that this processing like email code into my current website. Do I make sense to you?
Okay, so you can leave your website on Namecheap, and what you can do is just pull in a subdomain that you can use inside a sales process and build all your funnels and everything on there.
But
you can leave your
the help desk
website.
was
Sorry, you
the
can.
oh sorry, because the help desk was like saying that I will not be able to do the tracking of the funnel in sales process. It's like not so smooth because whatever that is captured in my business website, let's say I put up, if they click on it, right, sales process is not able to capture it. So that is why they asked me to do external thing to do a copy paste of the code in Namecheap.
Okay.
Do I make sense to you?
So do you have a domain pulled into SalesProcess then that you're
Um,
using or no?
They told me that I have to get it done via the sales process website, which I have to again incur 20 over dollars. I think $29.90 for hosting. Yeah, so I'm not sure if I've been told the right thing.
So we only provide hosting for WordPress websites. You said you built your website on Namecheap, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So if your website is built using the Namecheap website builder, then Namecheap is hosting your website. So you can leave your website there. That's fine. You just need to create a subdomain that you build everything in SalesProcess on. So your sales funnels and everything else can live on a subdomain.
Okay, so I did but I did the subdomain in Namecheap as well because this was what was advised by Sales Process Help Desk.
Yeah, that's okay. You can, you have to put the records in Namecheap to create your subdomain. And then once your subdomain's created, it's going to live inside of the domain section here in your sales process account. So if you go into settings, sorry, I'll go back. I did that really fast. Inside of your account, if you go down to settings and then go to domains.
Okay.
Is your subdomain live there? Is that where your subdomain is set up?
No, not yet. I don't think so because it must I integrate it into sales process because I think right now it's still in Namecheap because they asked me to do something to the DNS.
Yeah.
So I was doing a lot of complicated things which actually I do not know what I'm doing, and I'm not sure. Even I was like toggling between the sales process help desk and the Namecheap help desk, and I couldn't really get the thing of what both parties want, especially from sales process. Yeah.
Okay.
So
you do need to have both of your windows open. You have to have Sales Process open and your Namecheap. And then you just
Okay.
have to add a record to your DNS. So, June, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop a link for you in the chat for you to be able, I'm just going to stop sharing here. You and I can do it together, or you can schedule an appointment, okay?
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll do that. Just one sec. I gotta find my calendar. Oh, here we go.
This like 1 week plus, I've been like toggling between I felt like a computer engineer or programmer, because I was like doing very complex things which I have really no clue what was I doing.
Yeah, no, we'll get you set up. That's just one sec. Let me grab my calendar here.
Audrey, you are
Okay, I'm gonna drop it in the chat to you, and then you
yay.
can
Thank you so
book
much.
a call. Sorry, my chat is not coming up here. One sec.
Tamara, how long will the session will I need?
It's just, it would take like 20 minutes.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
think I'll
doesn't
be
take
like
long.
20 minutes. I think I'm like at least 5 days on it,
No. It takes about
or
20
7
minutes.
days.
That's it.
Okay, you give me a lot of hope. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. We'll get you set up. Okay. I'm dropping the link in here for you
Thank you.
in the chat,
Okay.
and you book a call with me and we'll get your Namecheap and your sales process set up. It doesn't take long at all.
Thank you.
I'm sorry
Okay.
I'm sorry that it's taken you so long. That shouldn't be. You should be all set up already. So we'll get you
Okay. Thank you
sorted,
so much.
okay?
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're
Thank you.
welcome. All right, everybody. Do we have, oh, Karen, hi.
Yeah, one quick one. So
Yes.
the May winners of the homework, not
I
there
know, I
yet.
have poked the team so many times. I don't know what's taken so long. I will poke them again after this call, Karen, and say, hey, can you please post the May winners in the group? I'll poke them again. Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, guys, you get your homework posted in the Facebook group. We will be moving on. So we're building on to this foundation that we built today, the AI voice or brand voice. So we'll be moving on. And what we're going to do next time is we're going to actually use the brand voice to build an email. So make sure that you have your homework done so that we can go ahead with the next lesson. And the next lesson is on Thursday. So I look forward to seeing you guys then. You guys take care. Have a very productive week. And we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much
Bye.
again.